Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with the NXT review on Thursday, May 14th, 2020. Today's been a little bit of a weird day for me. I woke up around 10 o'clock. I had breakfast. I went to go wash my hands in the bathroom. And I look up in the mirror, and my left side of the mouth, you guys can't see it from the camera, but my left side of the mouth, right here, feels swollen. It's swollen inside the mouth, inside my mouth, and a little bit chunky right here. So I had a hard time talking and all that stuff, but I'm feeling a little bit better now. I'm gonna try not to make this I'm not gonna try to make this as long as the video. I did not watch everything on this show. I fast forward some of it, but from what I saw, this week's episode of NXT was a decent show. For what I saw, it was much better than last week. I'll give them credit for that. This week's show was much better than last week's show, but at best, I'm going to say NXT this week was a decent show at best. We'll talk about everything that happened on NXT, including the big NXT Takeover in your house announcement and what I think about that and everything else that happened on the show. But before I talk about NXT, I'm going to need you guys to check out a few videos here on the channel. If you haven't already checked out my Money in the Bank review, you can do so. Checking that out. My Monday Night Raw review, Dark Side of the Ring, Road Warriors, and last night, AEW Dynamite. We are just 9 days away from Double or Nothing. So if you have not already, check out all these videos here on the Big Fight Field channel. And we're almost at 80 subscribers. We're 3 subscribers away from 80. So let's get to 80 subscribers. Hopefully before Monday Night Raw next week. Let's talk about NXT. Show started off with NXT Tag Team Championship match. Imperium, Marcel Bartel, and Fabian Eichner versus Timothy Thatcher and Matt Riddle. This did not live up to the hype that it did. It wasn't bad wrestling, but it was just Thatcher was in there for a few minutes, and then Matt Riddle was getting beat up the whole match. Matt Riddle was getting up by both Imperium, and Matt Riddle hit a monkey flip to Fabian Eichner of Marcel Bartel, and Bartel kicked Thatcher, and Thatcher got up, and he looked pissed, and he walked away from Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was not happy, and then Matt Riddle fought back against Imperium. I think Eichner kicked Riddle in the face. They did their elbow powerbomb combination, and Imperium picked up the tag team championships. This was just out of the blue water, it felt like, but I think Imperium are the new tag team champions because they were planning on them taking the tag team titles from Gallus, the UK tag team titles from Gallus, but with everything going on in the pandemic and stuff like that, this is their way to make it up for them, to give them a reign at the NXT tag team championships. And this sets up a main event match tonight between Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher. Riddle has William Regal on FaceTime, I believe, and Matt Riddle's in an interview, and he said, I got a match with Timothy Thatcher tonight in the main event of NXT, and Thatcher comes out and gives Riddle an elbow. I think this was in the trainer's room or something like that. So that was that. Then we saw a Tegan Nox match. I did not watch that match. I fast-forwarded it because I had no interest in it. Tony Nese versus Jake Atlas in the NXT Cruiserweight Championship Tournament. Again, this was like 6 minutes. Jake Atlas won with his cartwheel DDT off the top rope. Jake Atlas 2-1 in the tournament. Tony Nese 0-3. It really sucks that it felt like the Cruiserweight Championship tournament just died off a cliff. Because the first two episodes, we actually had some really good matches. We had Kushida, I think he went one-on-one with Tony Nese. That match was great. That was a really good match. Drake Maverick and Jake Atlas, that wasn't a bad match. And we saw Jack Gallagher and El Hijo del Fantasma. That was a damn good match as well. Right? We also saw Isaiah Scott put on a good match against El Hijo del Fantasma. But besides that, it's losing steam. And it just felt like they completely dropped the ball in the NXT Cruiserweight Championship tournament. That's my thoughts on it. And then after that, we saw a FaceTime session with the Undisputed Era. Got the shirt on. They were talking about embarrassing Velveteen Dream and running roughshod on NXT. And their next target is Dexter Lumis. So, you want to know who the Undisputed Era is going after next? There you go. Dexter Lumis. And then we got a vignette from Karrion Kross saying "Fallen Prey," and he was just recapping his match from last week and the attack on Tommaso Ciampa. And he basically put the entire NXT roster on notice. And this is great. This is great. They're pushing this guy to the very top quickly. They're pushing him to the top. He is going to be a top guy in NXT, no doubt. Karrion Kross looks awesome early on in NXT. We then go from that to a production where Shawn Michaels and Triple H are sitting with computer screens that say NXT. Both of them are wearing NXT shirts. Shawn Michaels has a mask on. And they talk about the old I think I never watched this pay-per-view. I think it's WWF pay-per-view or WCW. WWF. That's what it was. The WWF pay-per-view in your house 25 years ago. And they figured lately people have been locked up from the pandemic and have been in their houses. So on Sunday, June 7th, we're going to give them NXT TakeOver in your house. I love it. I absolutely love it. I didn't think there should be a TakeOver without the empty arena at first, but heck, man, you know what? I'll take it. June 7th, NXT TakeOver in your house. This show is going to be great. You know these guys are going to do everything they can to give us a fantastic show on June 7th. I can't wait. I really can't wait. And just like AEW had 3 weeks of build for Double or Nothing. And look at the match card. The match card is stacked, and it's looking like a damn good show. NXT could do the same thing, in my opinion. Give them 3 weeks of build. We already got matches that I think are going to happen. We already got build for the TakeOver show. And I can already tell matches that are going to tell what matches are going to happen on the show. We'll probably get Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, and Charlotte. Johnny Gargano and Keith Lee for the North American title. The finals of the Cruiserweight Championship Tournament. And Matt Riddle, Tim Thatcher, which I'll talk about after the show, even though that was the main event. So I love this announcement. This was great. And NXT, I'm sure this TakeOver is going to be fantastic. Empty arena or non-empty arena, I'm sure we're still going to get a great NXT TakeOver. We then go from that, from Finn Balor to Cameron Grimes. Is it me, or has it been since the pandemic has started? Finn Balor's been a babyface. I'm not sure. That's my opinion. I feel like Finn Balor's a babyface. So we got Finn Balor versus Cameron Grimes. This match went 10 minutes. This was a good match. Good match between these guys. Back and forth offense. Then Balor goes for the shotgun dropkick on the outside. Behind the barricade is Damian Priest. Balor turns around. He knocks Damian Priest. Balor takes out Grimes with a sling blade on the outside. Throws Grimes into the ring. Balor is up on the apron. Damian Priest hits Balor with the nightstick to the knee. Cameron Grimes hits his double knees, and Cameron Grimes defeats Finn Balor on NXT. That is a huge, huge win for Cameron Grimes against a guy like Finn Balor. Maybe this built up momentum for Cameron Grimes to get maybe an NXT North America Championship match. We'll have to see, but guy is really underrated. After the match, Priest hits I forget what his finish is called, like Night and Fury or something like that, on a steel chair, and then he says, "It's been really fun beating you up. I had fun with it 3 weeks ago," or something like that. So it was revealed that Damian Priest is the attacker of Finn Balor, who took out Finn Balor. And this will probably be another match at NXT Takeover in your house. This interests me. This is interesting. I feel like Balor and Priest can work really well together. We'll have to see what goes next for Finn Balor and Damian Priest. But if we get Damian Priest versus Finn Balor at NXT Takeover in your house, sign me up. Sign me up. That should be a good match. Jack Gallagher versus Isaiah Scott. I only saw that Tony Nese attacked Isaiah Scott in the beginning, and then I just fast forward the match, and Jack Gallagher beat Isaiah Scott. So that was that. We got another dinner segment. Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Besides the announcement of NXT TakeOver in your house, I feel like this was the best thing on the show. This was fantastic. This was just absolutely fantastic. I'm loving heel Johnny Gargano, man. Johnny Gargano is proving every single one of you wrong that he can be a damn good heel. And he's proving it with this storyline with Candice LeRae. So they're at the dinner table and they talk about the matches the past few weeks with Dominic Dijakovic, 7'8". Gargano called him Dominic Goofball or Doofball or something like that. I laughed. That was pretty funny. And then Gargano said, "If you ever bring up my name, you will suffer the consequences." And then he says, this is the man that went up against Keith Lee at NXT TakeOver Portland. What does that say about Keith Lee? And then Candice LeRae talks about Casey Catanzaro, who's not a ninja, who's not a warrior. She's an example. And the undeserved are still being handed out opportunities like Mia Yim when she got to go up against Charlotte Flair, while Candice LeRae went to go up against Casey Catanzaro. And then they go back to Johnny Gargano talking about Keith Lee and saying Keith Lee could be strong, could be powerful, but is he good mentally and emotionally like Johnny Gargano is? And Keith Lee is just a flavor of the month. And he said Keith Lee will bask in the Gargano's glory. So that's clearly setting up an NXT North American Championship match at TakeOver between Johnny Gargano and Keith Lee. Again, just like Finn Balor and Damian Priest, sign me up. Sign me up. I'm literally loving everything about Johnny Gargano right now. He's probably the best thing on NXT. As a matter of fact, he is. This storyline with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae is the best thing on NXT. Main event, Matt Riddle and Tim Thatcher. This went 12 minutes, and it was okay. It was physical, hard hitting, submission holds, all that, knee strikes. At the end, Tim Thatcher had a leg hook in on on Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle reversed it to roll him up, and Matt Riddle got the lucky victory over Tim Thatcher. And then afterwards, Tim Thatcher attacked Matt Riddle, which made him look like a freaking crazy maniac, and just keep putting in the armbar and stuff like that. And he'd go back and put the armbar in, and he looked possessed. Tim Thatcher looked possessed, and I loved that. And I ultimately think that this is going to set up a submission match between Matt Riddle and Tim Thatcher at NXT Takeover in your house. So I'm looking forward to that too. So far, we haven't got any announcements on what's happening at NXT Takeover in your house, but as the matches I gave you guys that I could see happening, Matt Riddle, Tim Thatcher in a submission match, Balor and Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano and Keith Lee for the North American title, Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, and Charlotte for the NXT Women's Championship, and the finals of the Cruiserweight Championship tournament. I have no idea what they're going to do for Adam Cole at TakeOver. They already did the Velveteen Dream. He's done. I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't know. And that's NXT for you guys. Overall, it was decent. It was a decent show at best, but much better than last week. I'm getting out of here. Nice and short, not a long review for NXT. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you haven't already, subscribe right here on the Big Fight Field channel. And let's get up to 80 subscribers before Monday's Raw. Starting the new week. Freaking fly in this house, man. Comment down below what you thought of this week's episode of NXT. Good, okay, or bad. Like I said, I thought it was decent. If you liked NXT this week, if you enjoyed yourself watching NXT like I did for a few moments, hit that like button with a super kick. Follow me on Twitter at Conlin_Joseph. Follow me on Instagram at Conlin_Joseph. And follow Eddie on Twitter at Eddie Mullins 515. Guys, I'm getting out of here. And that is it. That is it for the week for me on Big Fight Field channel. I'm going to be down the shore this weekend. Saturday is my father's birthday, and me and him are going to go play some golf down at the shore. So that should be fun. I'm taking off videos for the weekend. No SmackDown review. No news and rumors. The next time I'll be back here on the channel is Monday for Monday Night Raw. So I'll see you guys then. Have a good night. Stay safe.